Spoilers, offensive content. Two Fat Guys Talk, the podcast, the experience, the legend, episode 102.
Season 2, episode 1.
Oh my god. Two Fat Guys Talk E3 2018, pre-E3 2018, because it has not happened yet. This is where we talk about what we're expecting to see at E3 2018, what we hope to see at E3 2018.
So basically, we're talking about the past, the present, and what we hope is the future.
Sure. And we've been, when I was going over our best of stuff, and when Dave and I were talking about continuing this podcast, we both agreed perhaps we need to cut back on the negativity a bit. Especially when it comes to E3, when we're quite negative, and especially me, because I hate modern gaming. So, I am going to be a paragon of positivity talking about E3. I'm going into it not hoping to be disappointed, but open to being delighted.
You realize Ubisoft still makes games, right?
Fuck! I mean, no. I mean, what is this Ubisoft? They sound quite innovative.
I don't think Ubisoft and Innovated have ever... Oh, no, sorry. They did make Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. They have innovated once in their life.
Anywho, the point is, we're trying not to be a downer. We've recently discovered we still have listeners for some reason, so let's perhaps give them a better show than what we've been doing.
I promise absolutely nothing on this because I am already disappointed.
Gotcha. But before we even get to E3, it wouldn't be a Two Fat Guys Talk podcast if we didn't go on some tangent based off other things that have nothing to do with our main topic. So Dave, what the hell you been doing? What the hell you been watching, reading, playing, jerking off to? What?
Oh, cool. You said positivity here.
Masturbation is a positive experience.
Remember, we're a family-friendly
At
podcast.
no point have I agreed to be family-friendly. But if we're going to go that far, we should be teaching children that masturbation isn't evil.
Carlos, I can't be family-friendly. I can't. As for what I've been doing, oh boy. Had to rebuild my operating system. That's a long story that I'm not going into now. If you want more information, ask in the comments.
All to solve a problem that ended up being a
goddamn
funky
mouse.
USB hub that may or may not have been sapping too much or too little power.
Oh my god.
Computers are great.
I love computers. I'm a bloody technician. Computer tech. But this one just baffled the mind.
Former IT guy here. So happy I got out of that business.
As far as what I've been playing, I've been playing the just released game Moonfighter.
Oh? What is Moonfighter?
Sorry, Moonlighter, not Moonfighter.
What is Moonlighter?
It's a combination dungeon crawl / shop sim.
I already hate it. No, that is the old Carlos. Let me try again. Let me try again. Oh, tell me more.
You're right. You're in a town that exists outside of these dungeons, and it kind of went through a golden age of adventurers going into this dungeon, bringing out all these artifacts that people wanted to buy.
Cool.
The town has now gone through a downturn because they had to close off most of the dungeons because adventurers weren't coming back out. And you are the son of a couple that ran the major store. So basically, you're going into the dungeon and to get parts to upgrade your own stuff as well as stuff to sell, and you work with the market fluctuations and the prices of the items. Occasionally a thief comes in and tries to steal your shit. It's a fun indie game that popped up.
It sounds like Recettear.
But way better. In some ways, Recettear had a lot more character focus. Like, you had actual named people that joined you as the adventurers on things. You didn't actually fight. Mm. In this one, no. You're just fucking going right in there and you're using multiple different types of weapons, some skills. It's actually quite a neat little game with how they've got it set up. So I've been playing a lot of that and catching up on some TV shows and anime.
Cool.
How about you?
In terms of games I've been playing, my ever played Hearthstone, which I just love the shit out of. I've also been playing a lot of a new indie game myself on Steam that you and I both played co-op as well, Wizard of Legend, which is sort of like Enter the Gungeon, but wizards and Avatar-like characters.
Yep.
Super fun game, very fast-paced, real-time roguelike type of game. It's really good. Been playing a fuck ton of Sonic Mania again because I love the hell of Sonic Mania. I can't wait for this DLC about to come out. Played a bunch of the BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle demo. Kind of happy with the mechanics in that game. In terms of what I've been watching, leading from BlazBlue Cross Tag, I binged the entirety of RWBY. RWBY for the uninitiated. I watched that entire series, all 5 seasons of it. Season 6 is apparently coming out later this year, supposedly. I put it off for a very long time because, for reasons I probably stated on this podcast, long story short, Monty Ohm and I had a brief kind of forum spat on SRK, and looking back on it, I was totally in the wrong. I kind of was jealous of his success, and I'm like, I gotta exorcise this demon and watch this show, which I ended up really liking. RWBY is actually fantastic. It has a lot in common with shows like Voltron Legendary Defender and even stuff like Avatar, where it's all good animation and fantastic fight scenes and kind of it's anime-esque in its ambitions a little bit, but also very much Western storytelling. And I dig shit like that. RWBY has been great. I already have many ships, and I'm going to be very disappointed if none of them happen. And yeah, the only issue is a friend of mine was like, you gotta watch RWBY, man, you gotta watch RWBY. And I'm like, fine, I'll exercise my Monty Ohm demons. Rest in peace, Monty Ohm. I wish I could have apologized to you when you were still alive. And I did that, and I'm like, okay, I watched it, let's chat about it. He's like, oh, I've only watched up to season 3. And I'm like, you bitch!
See,
who am I gonna talk to about it now?
See, as far as Monty Ohm goes, I know him more. I've never watched RWBY.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I will. But I remember him from the
Dead Fantasy.
Dead Fantasy, the Halos.
Yeah, Halo versus Metroid.
Yeah, and I thought he was masterful at taking the models from places and just running with it, making amazing fight scenes.
I have come around to realizing that he really was amazing, and that we are worse off for his loss. And again, I wish I could have said sorry for saying mean things to him while he was still alive. If he can hear me, bro, don't haunt me. But yeah, watch RWBY. It's good, and it's free. Just go to Rooster Teeth's channel on YouTube. I used to think Rooster Teeth was just Achievement Hunter. I didn't realize it's like an entire fucking production house and podcasts and shows and shit. It's huge.
Yep.
It's kind of surreal on the BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle title screen to see it in its copyrights. And I'm like, wow, Rooster Teeth has come a long way, man.
Yes, it has.
Yeah, that's what I've been up to.
So, E3.
E3 2018.
Now, I think we can pretty much sum up our feelings for last year's as lots of disappointment.
A lot of it came from the fact that at least I know I was going there to be disappointed. That's not the attitude I'm going in with this time. I'm trying to be a little more open-minded, even though my tastes in gaming don't jive with a lot of the modern stuff.
Yep.
Why am I bothering to even look at this if I'm just coming in to hate shit? So
fair enough.
There are going to be several presentations. We're going to have our Sony, our Microsoft, our Ubisoft, our Bethesda showcase as well.
Don't forget digital.
Devolver Digital is going to have an unofficial show, which is probably going to be better because I've already read the descriptions. They've said there'll be even more death and dismemberment. So I'm looking forward to Devolver Digital's unofficial presentation.
So this year we're actually, for the first time in 5 years, we're getting a Square Enix presentation on their own.
I thought was the last one 5 years ago when they
4 or 5
revealed
years
when they
ago.
revealed near Automata.
That was part of another show. That wasn't actually part of a Square Enix select show.
Is that right?
Yeah.
That doesn't sound right to me.
I actually looked that up.
I am getting old.
We got Ubisoft, we got the PC gaming show, and of course Nintendo and Electronic Arts.
Now we already know Nintendo has come out and said because what they're every E3 seems to be just focused on one title with some announcements for other things. The big focus this year is their new Smash Brothers title,
which means I'm really not going to be interested.
I mean, obviously, Smash Brothers is this fighting game that has a lot of casual fans and a lot of potential for good competitive play that's kind of mired by its own insistence on a kind of shitty control scheme. I'm always excited to see the new players on the block, and I always hold out some hope that since Bandai Namco is behind a lot of things with it, that it's going to add another attack button like it desperately needs. So I am going to watch that one.
Oh, yeah.
Just to see who makes it into the game. No doubt there's going to be an inkling.
Yeah, I think that's...
And from the silhouettes, it looks like Link is now the Breath of the Wild Link. So,
which is probably a good idea. I have no doubt we're going to see Toon Link.
Man, do we need two Links? Can't they just be assists, or skins? Like, if Injustice 2 can do skins that are entirely different characters, Mario and Dr. Mario can be the same character. Why is Dark Pit in this game?
Yeah, no, I agree with you on that.
But I'm still kind of looking forward to see what Smash gives us and other Nintendo. There will be other games announced for sure. We might see more on Metroid Prime 4, which is the big Nintendo thing I'm eager to see stuff about.
Same. So let's talk about... Yeah, you said you hadn't really read up on anything about leaks and everything else.
I saw one leak list that included Devil May Cry 5, which, if true, is huge.
I think that will depend on which character they actually focus on.
Well,
whether it's old Dante or
Dante. If it's Dante, why wouldn't it just be called DMC2? The game on the list, it deliberately said Devil May Cry 5.
Well, and hey, I'm totally good with that. So let's talk about the one that has already... You mentioned Bethesda had the best show last year.
I was pleasantly surprised with Bethesda's show last year. I really liked their carnival-type presentation. Yeah. I thought it was really neat. So, and that's big because, for people who don't know, I'm a huge Bethesda hater. Not Bethesda the publisher, Bethesda the developer. Yeah,
you don't like the Skyrims and the Fallouts that are made directly by Bethesda.
I should note that fucking Bethesda's so bad at this that they didn't even properly call the game Fallout 5. They glitched it up and now it's Fallout 76. So, I mean, yeah, that's all we got to say about Bethesda there. I think. That's a big joke. Obviously, it didn't land very well since you're not laughing at it.
I'm not laughing because my anger knows no bounds right now.
But anger's a good thing sometimes. I'm going to positive spin everything. God damn it, we are not going to be a downer podcast.
Look, I'm going to try and stand the positive, but this is one where I've got to be like, I'm actually angry.
I don't know anything about Fallout 76 other than the title.
So Fallout 76, they did their usual teaser trailer.
Is it called it because it takes place in 1976?
No.
Vault 76?
It's Vault 76.
Okay.
And that's important for reasons I'll get into.
Okay, gotcha.
So this is the first time that Bethesda has done a teaser trailer for a Fallout game that didn't have the same opening tune. It's always been like a 1930s, 1920s tune with the whole war never changes.
Okay.
This one goes into a rendition of...
You know what? Here's a better idea. Show me the teaser.
Okay. Fantastic.
I'll cut it out from the audio, and then... folks, we're about to talk about the Fallout 76 teaser. If you haven't seen it, highly recommend you pause this and go watch it and then come back. Because why have you described this free-to-watch thing to me? I clearly didn't see it, so let me take a look and let me judge for myself.
So, Bethesda did something brilliant in that the opening static screen that it showed there with the whole waiting, they had that going for 48 hours before the trailer actually went live.
Yeah.
Now, Bethesda's very good on its presentation, and being the first time that they actually did a new tune to it, I actually like that song. I think the cover that they're doing there is pretty good, actually.
Sure.
Obviously, this is going to be in Virginia, which all the Fallout games have been pretty much focused on California. Vault 76 is important in the lore of Fallout because it's one of only like 5 or 6 quote-unquote control vaults. And what that means is it's not one of the vaults that Vault Co. fucked with. Usually every vault that we played in so far was some sort of social experiment. For example, one vault was full of women with one guy. Or one woman and all guys. God help them.
God help her.
Exactly. Because it was just one great big experiment on how humanity would work within certain variations. But this is a control vault, meaning, like, as you saw in the trailer there, the vault is intact. It's been kept up. It's actually been kept up. It is a perfectly done vault. Nothing's wrong. Now, here's where this whole thing goes to shit. From rumors, from some very well-placed people, Fallout 76 is going to be an online survival game in the same way of Rust and DayZ.
Okay, now hang on. These are rumors. You don't know that.
No, these are rumors, but they're from a couple people that every time a Bethesda game has come by, their rumors have panned out 100%.
So you're saying the sources are credible?
The sources are credible, unfortunately. Now, as a fan of Fallout, what the fuck? Like, seriously. Bethesda, what the fuck are you doing here?
Hang on. Positive spin. Perhaps even if they are online games, they will have an offline component and be perfectly playable offline, a la Dark Souls.
God, I hope so, Carlos, because...
You see, the positivity helps. You have hope again.
No, I don't. But
No, my hope is gone.
Because here's the thing. Bethesda has not released a in-house game that has not needed to be fixed by us, the players, via mods. Ever. They don't get to claim Fallout 1 and 2 because that wasn't them.
I know, this is where my Bethesda hate comes from as a dev. They release buggy crap, and people are like, oh, they're fine, but Sonic Team releases buggy crap, and they rightfully get called on it. You did it wrong. You finished my sentence wrong. You did a Fallout 76 now, Dave.
If it is actually an online survival game in the way that DayZ is, fuck them.
Are you not a fan of that kind of game?
No, I'm not. I want my Fallout games, as buggy as they have been, to be a single-player experience with massive amounts of exploration and storyline and dialogue. That's what and now base building from Fallout 4. I want that. I do not want a Skyrim Online with Fallout. No. Bad. And if Skyrim Online, the MMO, proved anything, they can't do MMOs.
You mean Elder Scrolls
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Sorry, I didn't know if there was a Skyrim Online.
No, Elder Scrolls. They cannot pull this off.
I mean, look, I'm the first person to crap on Bethesda, the developer, but it seems a little too soon, even if that's going to be even if the rumor is true, it seems a little too soon to condemn. Look, I want to trash Bethesda, but if I was a fan of their type of game, I would want to see what I'm getting first. It seems a little too soon to be immediately dunking on Fallout 76.
And yes, I realize we're going off of quote-unquote credible sources, rumors. And yes, it's a week and a half or a week or so until we see the truth.
Well, we're recording... Well, we should probably date ourselves. We're recording this on Saturday, June 2nd.
So, yes, we'll know soon what the truth is, but I'm hoping for once these credible sources are
It could
not sure.
It could be a red herring, a fake game to hide the real game they're going to announce at E3, Dynasty Warriors Fallout. Featuring Dante from the Devil May Cry series.
Speaking of Bethesda as the publisher, though, games that I was really hoping I was going to see from them this year
Doom
is Doom 2. I really want the continuation to Doom because holy crap, did they nail it with the 2016 Doom?
That is a fun Doom. I have been delving into it more and more. Way too late because I didn't quite have a good machine for it.
Yeah.
And I that's a game you want to play on a keyboard and mouse.
Mm-hmm.
Super fun game. I still don't think it's as good as the classic Doom games, but it is still really good. Like, it is... That's the game I wish that... what was that game? They developed Gears of War, the Baird one. That developer, they did that other game that was supposed to be fast and loose with third-person shooters, but it was still slow and sluggish, even though they gave you a grappling hook. What was that fucking game? Bulletstorm, that's the one. This Doom is like that Bulletstorm promise. You run fast. You're very agile, and you're just the game rewards you for stylishly killing monsters violently with health and ammo, and it is a blast to play.
Is it? And I'm not going to spoil the ending, but the ending is awesome.
Oh yeah, and there's cool story implications. They imply this is the original Doom guy from another dimension. It's implied that this is the same hero from the classic games. And I'm a sucker for that kind of bullshit.
Who is the great-great-great-great-great-grandson of
BJ Blazkowicz, who, as we all know, murdered Mecha Hitler.
In multiple timelines.
Timelines are great.
They are. But yeah, I'm hoping for a Doom 2, though I've heard that they're doing Rust 2, which probably means we're not getting Doom 2 this year, unfortunately.
Hey, I have a silly question for you. Who the fuck asked for Rust 2?
I don't know, because Rust 1 didn't launch very well.
They're gonna make Rage 2 next? What other Bethesda games are supposed to be around?
That's just it. There's rumors that we could see another Wolfenstein announced, but I think it's too soon.
Probably is too soon.
Really, I think we're down to Rust, to Fallout, and maybe more stuff about their card game that no one gives a fuck about.
Yeah, I really want to see a Doom announcement, but that's what I'm hoping for Bethesda. Who should we do next?
Oh, actually, I think I'm wrong on Rust. I think it is Rage 2.
Wait, what is Rust?
Rust is another one of those DayZ style games.
Oh, yeah, okay. When I said who asked for Rage 2, for Rust 2, I meant Rage.
Yeah.
Sorry, collective dissonance not knowing what a fucking title is.
Looks like they're also rumored to be doing Quake Champions.
Yeah.
Wildcard games are Doom 2, Elder Scrolls 6.
Okay, hang on. You're mentioning stuff from an opinion piece now. Where are you looking this up? We're going to credit this.
Games Radar. I guess next would be EA.
Who cares? What's the one after that?
Well, no. You can't just jump past EA. We can jump past EA Sports because neither of us care. Saying there's going to be a new EA Sports game is like saying water's wet.
Yeah, agreed.
However...
What other EA property are you interested in?
Well, that's just it. Anthem. You may remember Anthem having a teaser trailer from BioWare last year about being Destiny done right. Now, you and I both kind of chuckled at that because
good luck. I didn't quite chuckle. I more like what's a positive way I can say this? I had my doubts.
That's your positive spin. Exactly. Now, don't get me wrong. I would love if BioWare can pull off a new franchise that takes the good parts of Destiny and actually does an open world kind of Destiny that Destiny promised us. Do I think they can pull it off? I'm sorry, I don't. I think we're just going to end up with a Destiny Light, or maybe Destiny. No, Destiny already is Destiny Light. We'll end up with a more full-featured, maybe shooter, but I don't think we're going to end up with what they're promising us.
I have zero interest in Anthem, which is about the nicest thing I can say about Anthem. Destiny's mechanics are strong enough that I keep on going back for the shooter mechanic. I want now the promise of a full feature world with storyline as well. Can Anthem do it? I don't know. We'll see what they pull out this year. Last year we got this little supposed they were playing this mission, but I'm pretty sure it was just an actual pre-rendered joint that they were trying to pull off. Other than that, I mean, you've got Battlefield or the Call of Duty or whatever the hell it is this year. I should mention that Call of Duty, the new one, what was it called? Call of Duty Black Ops 4? Is that right? The one that's going to be in the Blizzard launcher.
I don't know, actually. Black Ops 4, yes.
In a surprising twist, I am eyeing this game. Not because I care about Call of Duty games, I really don't. Call of Duty games are mechanically solid. I've played them. Very strong mechanics. It feels good to play. But I simply don't care about the real-world setting in that context, and about warmongering, and about the scenarios they put me in, and that multiplayer. I'm just not a fan of that. What I am a fan of is the Battle Royale mechanic that I don't think is done justice by either PUBG or Fortnite Battle Royale.
Shut your mouth.
And Call of Duty Black Ops 4, one of its game modes is a full-on Battle Royale mode, which might realize that promise.
See,
that I'm actually eyeing very closely.
I'm not justifying that with a purchase, because number one, they're getting rid of their single player and putting supposedly all their storyline is going to be in the multiplayer. Yeah, no, I don't trust them. Their multiplayer is way too much of a leveling system and everything else. I'm not interested.
That's the other thing. I'm not interested in Call of Duty single player at all. Barring Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, which I may still go play the campaign of because I heard good things, and Call of Duty fans hated on it with no good reason because it took place in space. Fuck them. If the Battle Royale mode has that same leveling garbage, no, I'm not in at all.
It does.
I will not. But I'm going to keep an eye on it, because if it doesn't, I'm in. But I figured I'd mention it since we're in the EA section.
Yeah, I've never really been that interested in the single player either, other than, again, the same one that you are.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that they're outright getting rid of it, I'm sorry, your multiplayer is not strong enough to warrant a full, and you have no doubt they're going to have their $80 version, their $110 version, and their $180 version.
Man, why can't people just learn from Overwatch? All the leveling in that unlocks cosmetic rewards.
Yeah, if it's cosmetics, I don't care. If you want to make your freaking machine gun look cooler, I don't care. But when it becomes the same level of nonsense as Star Wars Battlefront 1 and 2, where if you didn't pre-order, your base gun isn't good enough, fuck you.
Yeah, that's the thing. If there's leveling in that Battle Royale mode, that would immediately make me go, I'll wait for the next Battle Royale game to maybe do it right.
Call of Duty has never not done that, so I have no doubt it's going to have it.
I'm going to keep an eye out. I'm going to keep
I'm going to
keep up hope. The hope. And I think that's it for EA on my end of things.
Give me 1 second.
I think Spider-Man falls under that, but we're going to talk about that during the Sony thing.
Unfortunately, EA has so many different developers underneath them that it's hard to just totally disregard them. Okay, I'm not seeing anything. Okay, next. Oh boy. Microsoft.
I am expecting very little out of the Microsoft conference that I will be interested in personally. I really just don't see what they could do to entice me, and there's really no positive spin I can put on that. I really just, I bear no ill will towards them, and I hope Xbox One owners keep getting support because I want there to be a non-Japanese game console that succeeds in the ecosystem. I'm just not sure what I could. Every E3, I want Microsoft to give me a game that makes me go, whoa. And it just, unless, like, I've been hearing heavy rumors about Gears of War 5.
Yeah,
but I'm pretty sure I'm going to be able to play that on Windows, so.
Well, and here's the thing. I actually think that Gears of War plays better on a pad.
Oh, for sure, but you can play it on a pad on your fucking Windows computer.
I know, but Gears of War, to me, is a couch co-op game I play with you.
Sure.
PC doesn't give you the couch co-op functionality. So, if there's one reason for me not to have sold my Xbox One, it's Gears of War 5.
Sure.
I don't care about the next Halo, because I didn't play the last one. Because, oh yeah, I couldn't play couch co-op with you because it didn't have couch co-op.
That's such a weird
Good
step.
Job, Jacket.
That is a weird mistake.
It was a massive mistake, and they've admitted that.
Well, what else on Microsoft?
Okay. Crackdown 3. For God's sakes, give me a release date.
Man.
That was supposed to be a release title. It's why I bought my freaking Xbox One, with the addition, of course, of Gears of War 4. But we've been waiting for Crackdown now since the Xbox 360 days that we've been promised it. They keep on promising it. There had better be a release date finally. However, I'm probably going to play it in Windows 10.
I mean, and again, this is a tough thing for me to do because there are a lot of games we're probably going to see that were shown in the last E3.
That's a problem.
I hate when a game is shown on consecutive E3s because God of War was shown in last year's E3 and the game is out.
Yeah.
They didn't do multiple E3s. They showed us some stuff and then we get to play it. Fantastic fucking game, by the way. But Microsoft, yeah, I can't think of too much that... Like, Dragon Ball FighterZ was in their show last year, but that's still, like, not an exclusive game, right?
Multi-console. And that's just it. We're going to see Tomb Raider.
Sure.
But that already has a release date for all systems.
It'll still be a neat-looking game to see on their show.
I'm buying it, but I'm buying it on PC. I'm just glad that Square learned from the debacle of the last game and didn't allow Microsoft to buy a one-year exclusive that didn't do the game any justice. Their sales numbers were way more when it went to PC and to PlayStation. I think developers are starting to realize that timed exclusives for multi-console games aren't the best.
I think I know what Microsoft needs to wow people.
Bring back Scalebound and a couple other games that they've canceled.
That. You know what we need?
Huh.
We need a new AAA, amazing playing, still really challenging, amazing animated, Battletoads.
You know, of all the things you could have come up with...
You did not expect me to say Battletoads, did you?
You bring up Battletoads?
Yeah.
Really?
It's about time. When Microsoft announced that they were doing a new Killer Instinct, that ended up being one of the biggest titles on the system. To this day, it still is.
Yeah, but it was also the only title.
Shut up. We need Battletoads.
I mean, no, seriously. I never cared about Killer Instinct, so for me it was like, whatever. But look at Microsoft's internal development. Exclusive games made by Microsoft from the past console cycle. They done fucked up. Every game that people were looking forward to, Scalebound by Platinum, canceled.
This is not positive. Let's think of Battletoads.
No. Battletoads is not going to do it. We need, the rumor right now is that we're going to see a new Fable. Ooh.
Yeah, fuck Fable. We need a Platinum Battletoads. I agree with you. Platinum Battletoads
if
is the
Platinum does it, sure, I'm behind it. But this has been Microsoft's problem this console cycle, is every game going to their console pretty much is going to every other console. And if you want to argue even further, as much as I love the fact that every Xbox One game has gone to PC, that hasn't done the console any favors. If I can get it for PC, why in the fuck would I buy it for Xbox?
Battletoads. And some kind of deal where Square makes them a Final Fantasy VI sequel.
It wouldn't do it.
I know. Dave.
No.
Thanks. I'm well aware it'll never happen.
No.
What I'm saying...
What I meant there is it wouldn't do anything really for the system.
It would make it sell in Japan.
No, actually it wouldn't, because here's the thing. Japanese fans remember. They remember Microsoft exclusive Star Ocean that 2 years later went to PlayStation. They remember Eternal Sonata that was Xbox exclusive forever and went to other systems.
Tales of Vesperia.
They remember. And they would... Yes, there would be the occasional person that would jump, but I think the Japanese market would be like, fuck us once, shame on us.
I think I said this before. Xbox One should have been a cartridge system.
No.
Should have been cartridges, and the big throwback...
Gross.
Unless you're talking about cleaning the contacts. Actually, that can be really gross.
No, look.
Microsoft will remember them fondly as the generation that made us pull out alcohol and Q-tips again.
Okay, moving past Microsoft now. Sony.
Sony's the big one, because if Devil May Cry 5 is true, people are going to lose their fucking minds. Doubly so if Devil May Cry 5 does multiple timelines and we have regular Dante, DMC2 Dante, and Dante all in the same game, all playable.
Or we could talk about games that, people actually care about.
And then on the front cover, it has a sticker saying featuring Dante from the Devil May Cry series. Okay. And Knuckles.
You ruined it. Let's talk about the games that people actually give a damn about.
Devil May Cry 5 is a huge deal that people... my name is Dave. I fucking like fun. Woo. This is a positive podcast.
I knew I could keep you not doing it. No, let's talk the Sony games that people are actually looking forward to right now.
Yeah.
That aren't rumors, okay?
Fuck you, Dave.
Last of Us Part 2 is a major one.
Yeah, Last of Us is it's a big deal. Spider-Man as well. That Spider-Man game by Insomniac, is that right?
Yeah. Unfortunately, we're going to hear this year about Death Stranding.
Death
Stranding? Oh,
hey,
yeah.
We are getting a promise of actual gameplay. So maybe Hideo Kojima can show us how this game is going to revolutionize our dicks or whatever the fuck he's been saying. Norman Reedus and the Funky Fetus. That should have been the title.
I'm also kind of looking forward to the newest Sucker Punch game, Ghosts of Tsushima.
Who and what?
Sucker Punch is the...
Okay, hang on. Sucker Punch is a developer.
Is a developer.
What have they made? Why have I never heard of them before?
They've made such things like Infamous 1 and 2.
I thought Infamous was Insomniac.
Yeah, I'm mixing up my two companies.
You are mixing up these companies.
Sorry. Yeah, no, Insomniac is the guys behind Ghost of Tsushima. I'm thinking of a different title for Sucker Punch.
Okay, Still, though, the question stands.
Well, you're playing as a samurai / ninja in
the new game.
Yeah.
Okay.
They went totally away from doing Infamous and their other ones. They're looking for a brand new kind of title to work on.
They didn't do Infamous. Sucker Punch.
I said the wrong company when I said Sucker Punch.
Oh, so this ninja game is by Insomniac?
Yes.
So they're doing Spider-Man and this game?
Yes.
Then why is Sucker Punch... Okay, wait, what does Sucker Punch have to do with this?
I just said I made a mistake when I said Sucker Punch.
Okay, shit.
Right. So, away from Sucker Punch. This one looks... I've seen some trailers around. We saw a quick teaser last year. Like, the guy's family is brutally murdered by the Mongol invasion. He becomes kind of like a samurai ninja kind of thing. My only problem is as cool as it looks, it kind of reminds me of Assassin's Creed. Maybe done better. I'm looking forward to seeing some more gameplay this year. But it's one of those ones that when you look at it, it's like, ooh, this looks neat. But I could see it getting boring quick if it's not done right. Spider-Man, holy crap, I'm totally on top of that. The Spider-Man game looks great. Other than that, what's Sony doing? I can't think of too many more titles that I know what Sony's bringing to the table.
The Sony one is usually chock full of surprises either way, though. Like, there will be stunning things that we see.
Yeah, generally. Last year, weren't we a little bit disappointed by Sony's?
I was disappointed by everything last year.
Yeah, last year was, well, except for Bethesda and
even then, I liked their presentation. The Bethesda games weren't really doing it for me, but that was old Carlos. New Carlos has an appreciation for all of God's creatures.
Oh boy. Square Enix. We're going to see Kingdom Hearts.
Yep.
We're going to see Dragon Quest XI.
Sure.
Frankly, the two games that I'm most pumped for from Square Enix this year is Dragon Quest XI and the new Tomb Raider.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I know Kingdom Hearts might actually get a release date. Everybody's still swearing that it gets a release this year. I don't see how.
Man, they've been promising that every world in Kingdom Hearts 3 is as big as the entirety of Kingdom Hearts 1. If true, and it's not, I have no idea how they're going to release it this year.
Exactly. I mean...
Especially not from what I've seen. That game looks like it still needs work. That's if I even care to play it. Right, positivity. I think Kingdom Hearts 3 is definitely a game.
There's also, we're going to see more in the Final Fantasy VII Remake, though I don't think that... One thing that I've gotten very tired of when it comes to E3 is I don't want to see teasers and everything else for a game that's 3-4 years out.
Yeah, it is a little annoying to see multiple E3s have teasers for the same game.
Yeah.
It's a little... This is going to be a downer. It's a bummer when E3s have become just an update on the progress of something that you're going to hear more about at the next E3.
Exactly. And that Final Fantasy VII Remake defines this trend because they're still bringing on people to work on the game. They haven't actually determined how big the scope of each release is going to be, whether it's going to be each disc, whether it's going to be a certain amount of hours of the game. It just, they don't know, and we're getting images and videos of stuff that's changed from the past one. Just stop, please. There's also...
Do you think there's going to be a new Nier or Drakengard announced?
I think one of those two will get an announcement. Maybe not any actual gameplay footage.
Will it be based off the bad ending from the last game like every other Nier and Drakengard game is?
The Nier Automata, actually, I've now actually got a copy of. It's on my to-playlist. Once I'm done playing Xenoblade Chronicles 2 and Persona 5. And by that point, probably Dragon Quest 11 and Tomb Raider. So it's on the list. I'll get there. But I don't know if we're going to get another Nier game this soon.
Yeah, it's probably a little too soon.
I mean...
But how is Yoko Taro going to pass the time if he's not reminding us of the futility of existence?
Good point. Some people are also saying that we should finally be hearing about a Final Fantasy 16. I think it's 5 years too early for that.
For Final Fantasy 16?
Yes.
It's really that far off?
Well, they're still developing DLC for Final Fantasy 15 throughout 2018 into 2019. So the crew that's working on the DLC for Final Fantasy 15 is still the main team. The Final Fantasy 7 group actually is not the main dev unit for Final Fantasy. So if they're still putting all their effort into DLC to keep 15's story alive for some reason, then they're probably maybe starting work on it. We're probably 5 years away from the 16. I figure. I mean, look how long it took them to do 15.
I have a hope that will never happen in this one. A true sequel to Secret of Mana. Secret of Mana 2. That continues off where Secret of Mana ended and is developed by Platinum Games.
Anything by Platinum, I'll go for. I mean, they did redo Secret of Mana 1, so maybe we'll see a Secret of Mana 2 update?
They gave Secret of Mana 1 a very lazy port.
I know.
Let's be very real.
I know. I've seen it. Yeah, I don't know what Square's going to really wow us with this year except for continuing showing us stuff from years past.
I'm okay with them remaking their better titles. I really am.
Unfortunately, I would love to hear about a Chrono Trigger sequel that ignores Chrono Cross.
I think everyone and their mother would love to hear about that, except for the Chrono Cross fanboys.
Because, I mean...
Who are wrong.
Chrono Cross had one good thing.
Fantastic music. Amazing.
Exactly.
Amazing Celtic music. Also, for a PlayStation 1 game, extraordinarily visually adept.
Yes.
Man, I would love that too. It won't happen. I would love it though.
Ubisoft.
Yeah, who cares?
And next.
Yep.
Because, I mean, okay, there is one title I'm honestly looking forward to from Ubisoft.
Assassin's Creed 27.
No.
28.
Because if it's not a Assassin's Creed Black Flag 2, I don't give a fuck.
29.
No. I'm waiting for Beyond Good and Evil 2.
I heard that was going to be at the Sony one.
They've been promising us for so many years. I'm just like, yeah, you gonna show us another teaser there, guys? Are you ever going to give us a release date?
Oh, we're delving into negativity. You know what I like about Beyond Good and Evil 2 is how it's a game that's a sequel to things. Something people wanted. Shut up! People wanted a sequel to.
I'm also hearing that we'll see The Division 2, another game I don't care about.
Yeah,
Ubisoft just doesn't have much of a license group that I really care about.
Yeah, I'm sure they will have a lot of fans. Again, we're doing this from games we give a shit about.
Yes.
Like we're not gaming journalists who need to figure out what everyone wants. We're not paid for that. We're paid to mouth off on our own opinions, and by we're paid I mean we're not.
And now we're down to the last one, Nintendo.
They're going to have a lot of Smash talk and some things from some other games. I've heard rumors of a Star Fox racing game,
yes.
Which is weird because Star Fox may or may not be in the same universe as F-Zero and Metroid. Jury's out on that. Obviously Smash is going to be their big focus. I would love to see control changes that make Smash much more accessible because there needs to be another attack button for tilts. There needs to be more buttons added to make things simpler and better to play. And if games like Stick Fight, the game, can balance out weapon distribution, and that's not even meant to be taken seriously, I don't see how Smash Brothers can't integrate that. I always want to see Smash Brothers be better, and it never happens, but it'll probably still be a fun party game.
Okay, but let's talk about what's been announced here just recently.
What's that?
How about Pokemon
Let's Go
Eevee and Pikachu?
Oh yeah, Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee.
Which
weird remakes of Pokemon Yellow that also have Pokemon Go elements in them to the point you can actually transfer Pokemon from Go into them.
Now...
Not the other way around, but...
but it doesn't sound like you're actually able to use your Pokemon that way. You can transfer them into a park.
Yeah, and then you have to catch them. That's fine. It's still transferring the Pokemon there.
Interesting way to do it. I thought that this was their unannounced Pokemon RPG.
It apparently is not. No, this is a tied-over title.
Which, remaking the first Pokemon, and I mean, looking at the graphics of it, it's a 3D game, so
sure.
It's kind of neat.
But capturing is still like Pokemon Go.
I know.
And not like a Pokemon game.
I know.
I do like that they picked Eevee as the second one, because Eevee is an underrated Pokemon. Kiki is especially happy about that, because Eevee is...
Mm-hmm.
Eevee and Eevee's evolutions are her favorite Pokemon by far.
I immediately posted it to her wall.
Mm-hmm. I'm done with Pokemon until they give me a way to statistically make the Pokemon I want exactly how I want without 500 hours of breeding and calculators. But I mean, I still like the idea of these games. I just wish they didn't draw too much from Pokemon Go. There's certain things about Pokemon Go that should be brought over that help simplify the mechanics of things, and certain things that should be just completely abandoned. So,
I agree. I might try it when it comes out, but
yeah, Star Fox Racer, which could be good.
I do know that.
Let me take that back. That probably will be good if true, assuming it controls well.
Mm-hmm. Though I'm actually more pumped as far as racers go. Sega's bringing out their next Sonic game is another Sonic Racer.
Yeah, and
which those racers have been solid.
They have been solid. I like calling them solid because they haven't been perfect, but they have been fairly fun. Like, by far, probably the most successful Sonic 3D series of games are these racing games, right? So,
I mean, until the last Mario Kart came out. Mario Kart 10?
Mario Kart 8.
8. Until 8, Sonic Team Racing was my go-to with friends because it was fair in how the computer tended to act.
We're talking about Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I said that.
Very long title.
Yeah, but it was fair. The computer wasn't in most cases, wasn't a elastic band to get back into first. It was a fun game. Mario Kart 8 solved a lot of that.
Mario Kart 8 is really, really good.
There is still some rubber banding that comes across as unfair, but they fixed a lot of the issues of Mario Kart 7.
This won't happen, but I kind of hope we see a big update for Mario Kart 8 as part of E3, and this update adds a whole bunch more tracks and double carts.
Nah, they'll go with the Mario Kart 9, I'm afraid.
As long as I get double carts back.
Oh,
because
yeah.
You and I are waiting for the day
I know.
when we can do double carts again.
That would be a Friday night at Carlos's sort of thing again.
Yeah, we used to play where I would drive, you'd be my pilot, and then Poe would drive and Kiki would be her, not pilot, item user.
Yeah.
Honestly, these days...
Puncher.
These days, you're probably the better driver, so I think I'd have to be your item guy.
Oh.
Although, if they have an easier way to tag, that might be better.
Yeah.
Or if you were forced to tag every lap, that sounds like it could be interesting.
That could be an interesting mechanic.
Yeah.
Or even an item that forces your opponent to tag all of a sudden. That would be a mess with the other team.
I kind of like the idea that if they really want to play as one person driving, one person items, that doesn't get messed with, because that allows people of different skill levels or someone who just wants to be a turret.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just fun to be a turret, like...
Oh, the punching matches
you and Kiki would have while Poe and I would attempt to drift around. But yeah, I think these days you're probably the better driver.
Well, it could be.
Although we could always just tag,
yeah.
Right? So
that's one item that would mess with that. You just tag right back. It would just be a mess with the team
kind
of mechanic. No, look, now that I have a Switch, and the funny thing is that the game that I'm looking forward to most in the coming months, that I still have no release date for, is The World Ends With You.
Sure.
The Switch port, I want so bad.
I think over time, I'm starting to see the allure of the Switch, but there is still no exclusive on it that I want bad enough to get one.
And, I mean, I bought mine secondhand, but I bought it with all the best games from a guy who just had played and was finished with the system. So I got the new Mario game. I got Mario Kart 8. I got Xenoblade Chronicles 2. I got Breath of the Wild. I got Splatoon 2. Hello, I got all the good games for it right now.
I imagine an FPS savant like you is probably really good at Splatoon.
Actually, I haven't put the game in yet. I've been too focused on replaying Breath of the Wild and playing through Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Which, don't get me wrong, on Wii U, Breath of the Wild looked beautiful. Breath of the Wild on Switch just looks that much better. It's really... you can't tell from just watching videos, but it really does up the fidelity, which was nice for replaying it. Also, the fact that I can play it with just the controller, and it has the tilt built into the classic controller for the Switch.
The Wii U Pro controller.
Is so much better than having to actually pick up the Wii U.
Sorry, I meant to say the Switch Pro controller.
Yes, because I mean, even if you're playing with the Wii U classic controller, you still have to pick up the actual main
the gamepad,
the gamepad for doing a bunch of the puzzles, and that sucked. With the Switch one, no problem at all.
I do see the allure of this thing. I have no doubt a purchase of one is in my future at some point. I just have no idea when that'll happen.
I wasn't even going to start Xenoblade Chronicles 2, but I had to go and see my doctor. I didn't have an appointment, so I brought the Switch, put my headphones on. I played the first hour of the game while I was just sitting there. I totally get it now. So Nintendo, give me more Switch games, please.
Is there a character you would like to see in this new Smash that hasn't been in the Smash game yet? Name one Nintendo character. Or you could even mention a guest. Guests are not out of the picture, especially since one of the rumored characters is Simon Belmont. Well, which would put Solid Snake back in the writing to be included.
Well, and that makes sense. I mean, Konami's not doing anything with their characters outside of doing, like, Netflix stuff now. But I'd actually like to see a character out of Dragon Quest make it into it. Now, granted, Dragon Quest is a multi-console character, being PlayStation 4 and Switch. Though,
you know who else is a multi-console character? Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh, absolutely.
And he's now a staple of Smash
absolutely.
games.
I'm not saying that turns it off, but I guess jumping back into the negativity just for a moment, I think RPGs especially kind of define how Microsoft screwed up this console generation. Because with the exception of Final Fantasy 15, where's my RPGs? All the RPGs are on Sony.
This is why I'm saying if they could score some kind of exclusive Square Enix game that stayed exclusive.
Yeah. But this is where I also have to be a little bit negative on the Switch as well. Is Dragon Quest XI is a PS4 game, is going to get a Switch version. It doesn't even have a Switch version in Japan yet, and was a 3DS title. Now, out here in the West, we're only getting the PS4 and eventually the Switch version. We're not getting the 3DS version, which is kind of a downer for a lot of people. The Switch version, they were actually at one point considering holding back the PS4 version until the Switch version was ready. Only problem is the Switch version is practically having to be redone from scratch. Now, this does not bode well for multi-console games getting onto the Switch, unfortunately. unless it's considered from the very get-go. So I'm worried just a bit that we could see another Wii U happen with the Switch, where it's kind of left in the dust again because you can't get those multi-console games onto it.
One rumored game I heard was coming in E3 was Dragon Ball FighterZ to it.
I don't think that's a rumor anymore. I think that's outright confirmed.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it can handle quite a bit. There's also an argument to make that devs should work to optimize the hardware they have.
Which they really don't on any system anymore.
Or they just use the specs of the least powerful one and use them for all, which honestly I have no issue with. I don't have an issue buying a PlayStation 4 game that doesn't look as good as it could, but that still plays great. That's where I'm getting my Mega Man 11.
Yeah.
Did you see the latest Mega Man 11 teaser?
No.
It showed a bunch of the gameplay mechanics and a couple of the bosses. We should watch it after.
Sure.
How long have we been recording, Dave? It seems like we've been recording a while. This honestly feels like old times for this podcast.
Hour 5.
I haven't felt like we've done one of these in a while.
Well, and we haven't.
Like the last normal one we did was episode 100, and that was a big event, right? And by event, I mean we just hung out in here eating snacks.
We can just continue on as we are.
Yeah, I suppose so. I should really get some theme music. Perhaps a guest of some kind. Like a guest that matters. A guest that people know. Can we get Paul F. Tompkins on this show?
Who?
You sicken me. We are Two Fat Guys Talk. We are a podcast. You can find us at twofatguystalk.com or animerave.xyz, where you can also find our other show, Carl's Name Anime Rave, the best anime review and reaction show on the internet. There's a bunch of content on that site that you can watch and enjoy and fap to, or do whatever you want.
Really?
Listen. You don't judge.
I know my voice is sexy, but yours just turn off.
I have been clearly established as the sexy voice. I don't know why people consider you the voice of reason. That part of it is wrong, but I'm definitely the sexy voice. If you want to hear more of my sexy voice, go to that site. Dave, any E3 sound-offs before we close this audio file?
Please don't suck this year.
Please don't suck this year.
Tune in next time, everyone.